Hello, am I here? Did I make it? Hello! So I'm assuming everyone can see, because I have a quick demonstration. Hello everyone, and welcome to Mario Odyssey. My name is Bowser, or x45x, and in today's video, this is like a YouTube intro, today's speedrun, we're doing Mario Odyssey on an arcade stick. You can see it down here. It's a 4-way joystick. A real quick explanation, I have no digital analog and no motion control. So what that means for me, in particular, oh come on, please speakers, is there is no partial inputs. I can only go up, down, left, right, in the inner cardinal directions. So that causes a lot of unique problems in Odyssey. First of all, I have one button for the camera, and it only puts the camera behind Mario. And I don't know if you noticed that it's turning. It's not like a snap, it's not a cut. It like quickly shifts the camera. That causes problems because that's going to mean that if I jump on certain frames of the camera movement, it'll count as part of that angle that it's turning. Second of all, this is what running to the up left and up right looks like. As you can see, I move in diagonals. If I hold right, the camera will keep turning, and Mario doesn't move in a straight line. So there's a lot of fun and unique challenges to this run, but let's get right into it. I can explain it as we go. Could I have a timer, please? A countdown in a few moments.
It depends. Do you want to do the countdown yourself, or do you want me to do it?
Or do I need to count it down? Do I need to count it down?
All right.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, welcome to Odyssey. So I heard there was an incentive hit, so I'm gonna set that up in the next kingdom. But you guys are in for a treat this run. So welcome to Odyssey. First thing I have to do is move a little dip switch over here to tell my joystick be a right analog stick for me. And the reason is if you don't move your camera here, Cappy will never wake up Mario. Well, or I guess Mario will never wake up, which is a little tragic. So now that I've moved the camera, we're good. I mashed the jump button. And we're off. So there's a lot of kinds of movement in this game. I'm going to be going over it, but the fastest is rolling. But I can't rapid roll. I have to manually input rapid rolls, which causes a bunch of problems. Oh, especially when I miss that jump. And hills present an issue because if you don't have motion control rapid rolling on, you don't move very quickly up hills. So up hills, you're going to see me do a lot of cap dives. Sometimes you'll see me long jump. Long jump's good when I need a quick burst of movement, but I need to have a decent control over Mario. If I need more control, I will just jump and attempt a vector. And if I have the time, I will dive and start rolling. But there are times where I need to let go of roll so that I have control over Mario. Because if we're rolling, we can't do actions immediately. We have to wait a moment, like that. But also, certain other features are missing. Like, for instance, I can't shake the arcade stick. Well, I can, but it won't do anything. If I shake the arcade stick, nothing happens, but Mario would normally have Cappy home in on a target with motion controls. And that is super useful for a lot of tricks and a lot of cool movement that I can't do. And this is like one of the hardest jumps in the game just because of the angle. This is a pretty difficult jump normally. That might be good. Oh, it was so close. that jump plagues me. It is super hard to get on that railing just because of the angle Mario's at. This boss fight, pretty similar. 10%, you just sort of hit. Wait for the hats, jump on the hat. Every boss in Odyssey has like a fast cycle, and we're going to try to hit those every time we can. Will I get them? I sure hope so. But there's a lot of really cool tricks coming up, a lot of old and new, a lot of really interesting stuff. So hope you guys are in for a ride. There's like a mix of new stuff, old stuff, complete reroutings that have happened like recently. If you watched my run at Speedruns for Transliberation, you would have seen some of them. So let's get into it. Are there any donations, by the way? Because this is a great moment.
We don't have any yet, but I do want to point out, if you're planning to donate to some of our upcoming incentives, that we are only $90 away from hitting 750 total. And when we do that, we will unlock a bonus game for Star Fox 64 with Lilat R running the Fried Chicken Wednesday category.
Excellent. That's great. Y'all definitely want to see that. That's gonna be good. I've never taken damage there. So we hit a wonderful incentive we're gonna set up in this kingdom, but we have to beat the kingdom first. Coming up is an old strat. So right now, any percent does this really cool movement up the right side wall where you kind of skip over all of Cascade Kingdom and go right to the boss fight. It's super cool. It's really worth watching if you've never seen it. It's an insane movement. But I can't do that. So we get to do an old strat, and the old strat is called Dino Skip. It's because dinos have funny interactions with trampolines. And I feel like it was developer intended to a degree, but hard to tell. I got too much height there. Sometimes I can, like, you'll see me dive onto an object, but if I dive incorrectly, I will just bomb. So sometimes I have to just take the slow route and grab the ledge. Okay, so dinosaurs and trampolines. There's a trampoline under this rock pile. We're gonna have to go right foot, left foot, hold sprint, and we missed it because dinosaurs are funny on arcade stick. But we need the left foot to hit the trampoline and with speed. So if I go too fast, I'm gonna clear the trampoline. Okay. Right foot, left foot. That should be perfect. Yeah, excellent. We skip to the cutscene. And then here's another motion controller exclusive problem. This chain chomp, if you shake the controller, you dash. You can very quickly attack the boss, except we can't do that. So we're gonna try to set up a max distance chain chomp grab right here. And if I get it right, yes! You will see that she bonks on herself, and we can skip the whole dashing around and attacking you phase. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Unfortunate. So that, if I miss that first cap toss or bonk off the chain chomp, I can't get the hat off immediately, and I can't get the capture. But any amount of those is time save. The last one is the most time save, but it is possible to get both. And I found new opportunities and windows for it, so it's gotten a little bit easier. It's still really hard, though, because that's not a problem that any percent would ever have to deal with, because they have a normal controller. So this speedrun, just in case you're like, okay, but why? Bowser, why are you running Mario Odyssey on an arcade stick? You think this is bad? Just get ready for Monkey Ball later tonight. So it started with, I get tendonitis. I have tendonitis, I should mention. Too much Smash Brothers. Be nice to your hands. And my forearms like become inflamed if I shake the controller too much. So the rapid rolling input was a little rough on me. So it was like, oh, do a no motion controls run. And no motion controls run turned into a meme. Someone said, use your arcade stick, and I've never looked back. But we did hit the Mario and a dress incentive. You all are amazing people. Thank you so much for donating. So we're gonna grab this moon instead of the one we normally do, because it's just sort of here. And now we have to go to Uncle Amiibo, or whichever his name is. And this is the only time in the run I'm going to be able to use a normal controller. And I have an Amiibo card here. We tap this, hold this here. Okay, and I'm going to move all of those over here, so y'all know I'm not using a different controller. Change now. This is just, it's worth it every single time. We're gonna have our hat changed on us. Oops. We're gonna have our hat changed on us once more. But that's okay, because I actually need default hat most of the time for some tricks. We're gonna do some skips on some lava, and having the hat is like really helpful for lining that up. And I'm not the greatest at using the wedding, like the wedding dress veil. It's a little bit harder, the tiara and veil. Okay, so coming up is Sand Kingdom. Sand Kingdom has a really cool strat I would love to incorporate, but with how inconsistent Dino Skip can be, we're not going to go for it. But any percent will plant a seed, and that seed grows when the day ticks over. So current any percent will start a speed run and set the internal clock on the Switch to a few minutes in the past whatever day they choose, and then you throw the seed in, and by the time you throw the seed in and do another moon, when you come back out, it should turn into another moon, which is really interesting because the day passes over. but because my run's a bit inconsistent with things like Dino, it's just not very viable. Also, shoutouts to the airplanes that like to fly over in my speedruns. Really appreciate you. So I have to mash here because A, we want to skip the cutscene, but B, there's a living cycle in the world, and you might see in the left there, there's a glowing bird. It might be a little hard to see. We're trying to get that bird to stop as quick as possible because we need to get over there for the bird if we're fast. I have to stop rapid rolling to aim this. I have to shift to the right because I can capture here. What did I say? Excellent, except we missed. Excellent, except I fell off the building because that can happen. Oh, please don't do it again. Thank you, Mario. Oh. Welcome to Mario Odyssey on an arcade stick. So last time I ran this game, nothing went wrong in terms of like movement. Or nothing went like super wrong in terms of movement, so I'm glad people get to see it. If you get a bad angle in this run, you're just dealing with it because you might have saw me moving in the intro earlier. You move at these harsh 90 and 45 degree angles. So one of the ways I get those partial angles, you might just saw me use to get over here, is I have to, if you do a dive and then turn, not turn and then dive and then turn, Mario will move relatively in a direction. Furthermore, when Mario jumps, I can do these small little movements that can also change my direction a little bit. And that's how I'm going to make some of the more precise jumps, which means if I don't have a good angle, I have to do a decent bit of jumping and like micro movements to get the angle correct. And sometimes you just don't have the angle in this game, and you're just like, oh, okay. I jump back a little bit there to not bonk there, because we also don't have enough height. Sand Kingdom, though, is, again, mix of old and new strats. Sand Kingdom's been optimized since the demo for this game came out. Like, people have been running this forever. I'll never forget, I was in my local Target back in Massachusetts, and I saw people trying to speak on this, on the, like, demo Switch kiosk. It was beautiful. Please? No! That can happen. That ice is so hard to stand on. And not because it's, like, slippery, just because that angle is so rough. I'm actually really happy some of these are going wrong. Wait, no, stop. Not like this. Because I'm telling you, like, sometimes I do this really clean, and people go, like, it doesn't look that hard, and it's like, okay, well... Perfect. There's also a really interesting mechanic that'll show up, especially in New Donk. I can actually lose the run. I can lose, like, a world record pace to it. But there's a really unique problem with the way Mario grabs cap. So when you go to wall jump in this game, if you like cap toss, and then you like want to like hit the wall, if I don't toss the cap at the right time that Cappy's returning to me from a previous toss, I get funny angles. And sometimes that means that I'll like jump in an incorrect direction. Oh, this is not the angle I want to talk to this Sphinx. Alright, can I make it in the door chat? No. Oh god, yeah, we're not gonna bunk. So like, you'll see me sometimes toss a cap, go next to a wall, toss a cap. And the reason for that is specifically, I need to throw the cap again when Cappy's in like sort of a re-toss zone inside of like Mario's collision box. It's like a bubble around Mario. Because if you wait too long, you get a different set of angles. And so the Mario will throw the cap and not stick to walls the same way. And actually, the float that we get out of the correct angle gives us higher positioning on the wall, which is how I'm able to make that first jump in the first kingdom that I missed. Also, tossing the cap will float us too, and sometimes give us height. Please? Oh, I hit the flower. Sometimes I get it right for the bullet bill. See if I can get over there quick enough and grab it again. This is a fun one. This is just cool. This is in every category that does this trick. Ooh. A little slow there. We have to hit the left side of the face on this statue in a second. Like, specifically the left. It gives you just enough height, and I mean barely enough height to jump up there, which is pretty fun. This is like the flattest section of the game. I get to just roll, nice and quick. And I can hear Tsuneri in my head telling me, move this to the right. I did. I still hit the cactus, Tsuneri. Tsuneri, who is normally my commentator for a lot of speedrunning stuff, she could not make it today. Her and her significant other were very busy last night and are very tired. So, no problem. She wishes you all well. And as always, I like to say the big shoutouts to my PSO2 crew. Block 29, I love you. Mario still has things in his nose for the cactus. Help? Okay, we're going. This tree is the most awkward geometry in the game. Because this angle sucks. Okay, got those two. That's good. Go straight, jump to the right. Hey, that's perfect. That's this tree has ruined my life so many times. And then we're gonna warp here. I still haven't decided if warping or rolling is faster here. I've timed it a few times, and I still don't know. I want to say warping is, but like, look at this load time. All right, and on to Lake Kingdom. Lake Kingdom is pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty easy. It is a place where I think in normal runs you can go out of bounds for some really cool tricks. You also can go out of bounds basically anywhere you want Mario to go out of bounds. But we don't do any out of bounds in this run, hence why the category says no out of bounds. And it's just because arcade sticks, some out of bounds worked and some don't. And so instead of it like being like, well, which ones are possible and not possible, and some of them are really hard to set up on arcade stick, I was like, why don't we just keep it no out of bounds? It's my category. No one plays this. If you want to start playing this, I would appreciate it. It'd be fun to have someone else play this other than me, but I also completely understand if no one wants to do this. I understand why no one does Monkey Ball on a keyboard for speedrunning either. So one of you has done that now. I know that. Monkey Ball community is going to be like, I've done that. I'd be like, yes, probably.
I don't know if you've heard of the game Paperball, but I played that on keyboard.
Oh no. do you enjoy yourself? Does the game like make it easier for you or no?
It's better for keyboard than like most actual Monkey Ball games, honestly.
Okay, that's kind of nice because that's just like you know how in like some racing games like they have like a different way that the keyboard handles left and right than a controller would because you don't have analog. I was wondering if it maybe like had a function like that because Monkey Ball was not designed for me. So we're gonna see if I bonk here. So okay, this is a good time to explain something that Ganon explained really well in their run at Midwest Speed Fest. By the way, Midwest Speed Fest was amazing. That's everyone I met there. It was super fun. But this game sometimes will drop your inputs when there's any kind of frame rate problem. This game will occasionally drop to 59 frames or like miss a frame timing because it's using dynamic resolution to keep the frame rate as high as it can because Nintendo wants this game running at 60. The problem is when it does actually dip, it can eat your inputs, and this is a great place where it loves to eat my inputs. So we're gonna see if I die. We're good. So if I kill too many Goombas there, I can get dropped inputs, and it's very hard to recover from. A lot of the places where the game will drop your input, we can do something about it. That's one of the really hard ones for me, just because it's hard for me to stall for very long. Also, this cycle can ruin my life. But thankfully, this boss was very nice to me today, and I didn't mess up, so that's good. This is one of the few big story moons we grab. There's only a couple that we actually grab just because it's better for the time. Now that I've officially watched a Darker Side run, the routing for some of the story moons is really interesting about when they pick them up and when they don't pick them up. It's very, very fascinating. That's a really cool category, by the way. That is a super fun run if you want to watch a Darker Side. It was the last run at Midwest Speed Fest. I was back up for that, and I was not needed. Now we can leave. There's no cutscene for this one because I don't know. Lake Kingdom is tame compared to some of the other ones. So off to Wooded Kingdom. Wooded Kingdom has a few clips and stuff like that in any percent, and some pretty interesting routing. One of the routes is you go for one of the nut moons. I'm not kidding. In a tree, and the nut moons, like that nut moon is pretty fast, but I can't get there faster on arcade stick. It's slower for me, but it's faster for a controller, or like an actual controller. So we get to do an old route, a very old route, have some tight cycles. There's one trick I'm opting out of, and it's because I haven't gotten it super consistent in Wooded Kingdom. I'll go over that when I get there. All right. Pray the bunny's nice for me, chat. Pray for me. You're all going to be late to the party, but I'm just letting you know for anyone who's got like a real-time stream right now. Oh, the bunny is nice to me. One property in this game that we get to abuse a decent bit that I don't talk about a lot is moons. So if you grab a moon, you reset the ability to cap jump. Mario can only cap jump at certain instances, and it's basically off of poles and while standing. There are certain other interactables like hanging bars, swinging bars and stuff like that that you can also cap jump off of. But if you wall jump or you leave a captcha, right, you captcha an enemy and then you try to jump out of them, you cannot cap dive anymore. I didn't jump. Excuse me? Did I lose frames there? I'm gonna have to go look. That's for the research for later. You can also lose frames here, but it doesn't normally bork an input. Let's find out together. This is where you clip normally. You go through the stage here. It's very fun. But yeah, so if we grab a moon though, we reset our cap jump. So you may cap jump again as long as you've gotten a moon. Lucky boy, get over here. I got the fast one. I still don't know what lets that happen. I have to do a lot of research because when you jump in those things, sometimes you immediately will accelerate to your fast speed and sometimes you don't. And I don't know what causes it. And I think I can find the answer. But it's not motion controls. Please, Mario. Okay, that's fine. Attack the pipe. This is a really strict cycle. But we got under that, and then we go up here, dive, wall jump, cap dive, because that's faster than wall jumping again. But we're trying to hit a cycle because we want to get damageless, because every time you take damage, you lose some time in this game. But this is perfect. We need to let Mario sink for a second, slow swim, wait for the fuzzy, and we're good. That is about as quick as you can do that, and thankfully this is a section that is not hurt by motion controls, so we can do that pretty quickly. Mash ground pound, and you get just enough height to go up this, except I don't know how I got that angle. Welcome to my Odyssey on an arcade stick. I didn't grab the pole there. Ooh. Oh my god, so help me. What is going on? This game does not like me today. If my chat's here, they will tell you they've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. That's what makes, like, that's how precise this is. Like, it's precise enough that there are mistakes that I can't see normally, unless I hit, like, an angle slightly wrong. Yeah, you just ground pound on that pipe and you jump and you cap toss. It's like, I thought it was a brain dead strat. I've never made that mistake. Oh, and today I learned. So there's a jump coming up that I'm not doing, where you use the flower bridge, or you don't use the flower bridge, and you specifically avoid it. It's awful. That jump is super hard, but good news, we can do it on arcade stick, so at some point in my life I will master it. Help, Mario. Here we go. So we're gonna do the flower bridge. Bonk cancel. Bonk cancels are sweet. One more, I think there's 2 more nuts we have to collect, and then we have a boss to fight, so it's pretty nice. It's pretty easy going from here. I'm not sure if there's any donations to read.
One, I believe, unless it's multiple. It is one. We have $10 from Thorindos saying, "Wooded Kingdom is fun."
What Kingdom is fun?
Wooded Kingdom is fun.
Oh, Wooded Kingdom. Yeah, Wooded Kingdom is fun.
I would have to agree with that.
It's got funky music too. I was like, what Kingdom is fun?
It was my favorite. It was my favorite when I ran the game.
I don't want to sound biased or anything here, but if it's not Dewdonk, it's probably Bowser's Kingdom. Shogun Bowser is a really neat aesthetic, and I really like it. Also, Mecha Fight's really cool in the speedrun when I get it, so like, little bias. I think New Donk's my actual favorite, like aesthetically. It's probably because I grew up like blossoming New York, so like I'm so used to those cities. All right, so this is a funny angle. This funny angle we're at actually lets me do the skip. Oh, if I get it, please, game. No, not like this. Yes. That angle, if you do that perpendicular to the wall, you don't get it. Like you straight up, like that is so hard to do perpendicular. Do it at an angle though, and it's just a little bit easier for whatever reason. All right, this is another easy boss for, as long as I don't do anything incredibly wrong, which happened last time. Hit the hat, reset the boss, get a little distance, throw the hat. You hold the A button after you throw the hat, and it'll actually float for a moment. Mario mechanics, you know how to do. And that was clean. That was perfect. That boss isn't that hard. And for whatever reason, I have a habit of constantly getting hit by this boss and being in a one health scenario and just being like, why? So I'm really happy that went clean. So that reminded me I can in fact play the game. Can we just talk about Mario in a dress real quick? God damn. I wish I could rock the dress like her. Chat, does anyone know what time it is right now? Skip through this cutscene because there's more story to this level. If you don't run world peace, you actually just kill a lot of the kingdoms. Like you're just like, they're in peril, but moving on. It's 45 time. Let's go. For those of you who don't know, my tag is x45x, as you might have assumed, but that name comes from when I was 10 years old. It's a good story, and it's a story I will tell because we have a boss fight in the way of us right now of getting the Metro Kingdom. But my brother was x45x, and he's in this cool club at his school, and they all had code names. And so me thinking that was like the coolest thing in the world, I asked him if I could be x45x as my favorite number, and he said no. So I didn't listen, and now it's my tag that people know me by. He hates it. He's like, yeah, I said no, and now everyone, like, now there's people on the internet who know you by that tag that I said no to. Poor brother of mine. That's my brother, Tea Party. Alright, Bowser fights. Let's talk about this. This is awful. I have to hit the hat at really specific angles and jump at really specific times to try to get this cycle where Bowser doesn't jump away from us. And then if I run directly away from Bowser right now, if I'm lucky, he'll only jump 1 or 2 spaces, and that's good. That's what we want. Then I have to run back up. Nice hat. This is good. I want to sit right around here, hit the hat, throw it at an angle, long jump, get in position. If you're too close, Bowser will take the hat from you. Excuse me. What are we talking about? Bowser, who hurt you? Probably me. I punched. Bowser didn't block. I can't do my rushdown strategy in Guilty Gear if you keep blocking Bowser. Ugh, casual. But the problem is, you get the hat too close, Bowser will take the hat from you. And you can't do the any % strat for grabbing the hat. Okay, that was fine. So we have to do this specific setup. But what sucks about that setup is that Bowser doesn't like to cooperate. And those 45-degree angles don't like to cooperate. And everything can go wrong. You hit the hat too close, you hit the hat too far away, you throw the hat at the wrong angle, and you have to do an entire 360 motion, which is super slow. Ugh. We have a really fun jump here where we get to skip we're skipping a flag in the game that will have an enemy steal Cappy, and we don't want that. So we're gonna avoid that cutscene and prevent it from starting, which is pretty fun. So speaking of spinning, there is a technique in this game you might see in normal runs where they spin and they hit the ground and then they immediately roll at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I can do it. However, as you might have seen from my intro where I demonstrated the arcade stick, I'm in a square game. And even if I was in an Octogate, this is sort of a problem. The game's looking for like actual 360-degree motion. And when it doesn't get that, the game then starts looking for, at least this is how I, oh, we're fine. How do I fix this? You know what? I don't need that moon. No, it's fine. Backups. Oh wait, I can grab that moon as a backup too, right? I rarely miss the butterfly moon, so this is a very unique problem to me, and me alone. I might have also ruined my spawn point, so that's fun. I have to be very careful to not touch the flag here. Okay, how do I... and then Cappy's gonna get stolen anyway. Oh, this is bad. And it warps you all the way over here, by the way. Okay, how do I do this from here? Okay, I think I know how to fix this. Oh, this is a unique problem that I run into. So the whole point is, we're trying to skip this, and we didn't. And it warped me all the way over here. I was trying to climb one of the poles that I can use to, like, backup strat. Oh my god. I know I can make that too. Alright, we're gonna do it the full casual way. That's fine. Okay, and then we have to get the boss to move. Let's try to rescue Cappy real quick. Oh man, I've not had that happen in a minute. Yeah, so a lot can go wrong if I miss a single angle. That's a great example of that. I'm really glad I got to demonstrate that. Okay, so we're gonna just go back, grab this moon that we missed. Oh. I might. Oh wait, I don't have to worry about the respawn anymore. So we death warp after this section because the death warp will reset the trigger or the flag for Cappy being stolen normally under normal circumstances, and we death warp back to the Odyssey and we avoid the trigger altogether, or we avoid, like, we don't have to worry about the trigger resetting because we're at the Odyssey. Except I did it normally, so I get to just walk back the walk of shame. Excellent. That angle will work. And then the rest of this will go kind of normal. Wow, that's a unique problem I run into. Yeah, I don't think I've ever messed up walking at the butterfly. Can you imagine? Just every time you see a butterfly, you just can't walk straight. That's the energy I strive for. Speaking of strive, shoutouts to Guilty Gear Strive. Someone fight me later. It's a request. There's a cage moon here that a lot of any percent runners go for, and it's a really cool setup. And I don't think the angle's possible on arcade stick. I've tried it so many times. I don't think it's possible. I get the jump. Let's see where it warps me. I'm curious. Will it be at the door? Or can I warp back to the Odyssey? No, I didn't set my respawn. Oh, that's perfect. So there's the death warp. That is faster than jumping your way out on arcade stick. So that is like a time save, but wow. All right, unique problems for me. Now we finally get to do Metro Kingdom. Metro Kingdom has a really cool skip that I don't believe originally people knew was possible without motion controls. It's certainly a lot easier with motion controls, and if I don't get it, we have a backup moon in a shop. So we're fine. But New Donk City has part 1 and a part 2, and the part 1 is a little rough. The part 1 is... there's boss fights, there's unique movement, it's really cool, but this is where that cap tossing problem comes in, and I'll show what it looks like. Or I'll outline where it works. Don't have an angle there, and after dying in Lost Kingdom, or messing up in Lost Kingdom, we're just gonna take that safely. Okay, so right here, jump on this, cap toss. Now, if I don't tap right then, you get a different cap grab animation, and your angles go to garbage. And so that's one of the many moments in the run where I have to deal with that problem. Ooh, you know what? Safety, because I know how much time I lose here if I miss. That was good. A nice self-fulfilling prophecy there. I'm pretty proud of myself. Shout out to the commentator's curse. I have it in every game I play. What is this angle, Mario Odyssey? Why is the camera just slowly turning to the left? Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. Oh, that long jump was a little spooky. I shouldn't have done that. When I said I was going to be careful, I don't listen. This move you normally grab in daytime, but I missed it so many times. I figured it was just better to grab it here, because you have to do a blind jump, and as cool as those look in this category, resetting here constantly is not fun. This used to be one of the hardest jumps in the game. With my current luck, I'm not sure I'm going to get it, but it's a really fun trick because we get to use vectoring, except this is one of the times where the arcade stick kind of makes my life easy, because I can hit the angle of, I can hold an angle, and the game will rotate the camera for me, and that rotation forces Mario to vector, which is when you're turning as Mario, you're jumping in the air in a direction, you actually gain momentum. Shout out to Monkey Ball. Oh, that thing might hit me. I'm gonna try to escape. Oh, we're fine. Yeah, the game will give me the angle. Just like that. So, so that vector just works automatically in my favor, and I don't have to do a lot of work. It used to be the jump I fretted the most because it was like the worst jump in the game, and now I'm like, oh, well, this is easy. This boss sucks. So, this boss, I'm gonna have to switch the dip switch back to right stick. It's the last time in the run we have to do it, but I have to move into very specific places to hit this boss. Oh, that was really fast, excuse me. And I have to move to left, but now I can't aim. Don't hit me, please. Be nice to me. And turn my camera here. Okay. Oh, bad angle. We're gonna let it rip. Okay.